Hello everyone, in this video we are going to tie together some of the things we learned during this series and do something practical like installing Docker on our Ubuntu server. If you don't know, Docker is a tool to manage containers, which is something that is very used at the moment in the industry, especially for cloud and DevOps practices. And in the video I'm going to show you the commands to make a basic installation of Docker and run a test container on our server. Of course, the code that you see is available on my GitHub page and the link is in the description. And if you enjoyed the video, then please like it, maybe also share it. And if you want to see more, then consider subscribing. So let's go ahead. Now to install Docker on Linux, it's not as easy as just installing Docker with the apt tool, and this is because Docker itself is not in the default repository that is installed on Linux. Docker, the tool, is available in the Docker repository, so we have to register this repository with our OS, and this is what we will do in the first couple of commands. First, we have to install a certificate, and this is done with the apt or apt-get tools. And we need sudo for this. Okay, so the certificate is done. To make things secure, let's also get the GPG encryption key for Docker. And for this, I'm going to use curl with a proxy. If you have direct internet access, you don't need the -x and proxy address part. Let's copy the full command and run it. And if you get OK, then it works. And now we can actually register the Docker repository, so we can use apt or apt-get to install the Docker tool. And this is the command to do it. It's just as simple as running it, and it will register the repository with our server. And that's it. In this moment we can just use apt and install Docker. And here is the command. Yes, we want to. And Docker is installed on our system. Now the next part might not be for you in case you have direct internet access, but if you don't and use a proxy, then it will be very helpful. I have to configure Docker to use my proxy so it can get images from the Docker hub, which is their image repository. So first let's create the directory where we should put the configuration files, and let's open the proxy configuration file. And what I will place in this file is added here. So I will put the proxy for HTTP access, and for local host access I will tell it to not use any proxy, to just go locally. So only when it needs to go on the internet it should use the proxy. And I will save the file, exit the file, and I just need to flush the daemon configuration and then restart the Docker service. So these are two commands, the first one and the second one. Now Docker is restarted and it should have internet access. To find out if it worked, let's try and run a simple hello world container. It should see that it's not available on our system and go to the internet and download it. So you see it's not available locally, but it's downloading it and it already ran. So our configuration worked. And with this being said, now we have Docker on this Linux host and it's in perfect working order so we can really use it to run containers. This is how simple it was, just a couple of commands. We edited a text file, we restarted a service, not that complicated. So if you enjoyed the video, then please like it. This is the end of the series. I hope you enjoyed the Linux for Windows Admin series. Subscribe to my channel to be notified when I put out new videos. And thanks a lot for watching.